The Last of Us is objectively one of the greatest games of all time. From the gameplay to the storytelling, this game seems to have gotten a lot of things right. It's widely debated if the main character Joel did the right thing at the end of the first game. I'm not only here to prove that, but also Abby was completely unjustified in doing what she did, and many people don't understand this. If you don't know, The Last of Us is a game set 20 years into a zombie apocalypse where Joel is tasked with smuggling a little girl named Ellie across the country to a medical facility run by a militia called the Fireflies. Through their shared time together, Joel becomes somewhat of a father figure to Ellie. So when he finds out this facility tends to kill her, he steps in. Many people thought it was selfish of Joel to not let the Fireflies use Ellie to potentially create a vaccine. I think it's selfish of them to kill this little girl to maybe have a slightly more comfortable life. No reasonable parent is willingly sacrificing their child, even if it is to save the world, and they never even gave them a choice. They kidnapped Ellie, told Joel, we're gonna kill her, and if you try to stop us, we'll kill you too. At that point, what Joel did was self-defense. Worst part is, they never guaranteed a vaccine. So there was a chance they could have just killed her for no reason. If they did make a vaccine, how would they go about mass producing it or getting it out to everyone? Realistically, the Fireflies are hoarding it for themselves, so that whole saving the world sentiment was just bullshit. Also, the world was pretty much beyond saving at that point. It'd be one thing if this happened right after the initial outbreak, but this was 20 years in. They're living in chaotic anarchy with different gangs and sets. The population was at a fourth of what it was originally. Everyone has either settled in where they're at or is dead. A vaccine isn't going to amend the government or get rid of the sex dungeons. It's not going to magically make the world a good place. Maybe slightly better, but not good. Lastly, the second game does everything in its power to attempt to justify Abby's actions, which it fails to do in my opinion. Everything Joel did was in self-defense, including killing Abby's dumbass dad. All he had to do was not pull a weapon on the guy that single-handedly took out the entire military unit stationed there. But he did, so The Last of Us 2 happened. 4 years later, Abby locates Joel's residence and attempts to find him. She ends up finding herself cornered by a horde of infected, at which Joel rescues her. After finding out who he is, she takes him back to her camp and slimes him out. And she doesn't just kill him, no. She slowly beats him to death with a golf club, relishing in his pain and suffering. And she does all of this in front of Joel's brother and daughter, essentially forcing them to watch. I don't understand how this was remotely comparable to what Joel did. He ended Abby's dad quickly and did it solely to protect Ellie. Abby wasn't even there when it happened. If you think it's worse because he stopped them from making a vaccine, then let's say I'm making a cure for cancer and I have to kill your mom to finish it. Are you letting me do what I gotta do to make the world a better place? I know I'm not letting me do that. The fact of the matter is, what Joel did had a point. What Abby did was pointless. Abby started that cycle of violence by seeking vengeance, yet she was able to go off into the sunrise with a newfound friendship, while Ellie went home to no dad, no friends, no girl, no bitches, no money, Papa John's. Ellie was left with the consequences of other people's decisions, and it kind of feels like the writers didn't like her very much, which becomes more apparent when you watch the show.